Can gratitude really help change my life? That's the question I asked myself when my life started to feel a little gray. When I was stressed out, constantly compare myself to others, and just living in this state of not enoughness. And I knew that gratitude could help sometimes. I had written down the things I was grateful for before. This is not something new to me. The thing is that I usually wrote those things on the good days, when I felt good about me, about my life, about how well everything was going. But what about the days that don't go as planned? What about the moments when nothing seems to go right? Can gratitude still work on these kind of days? Can it really be that magical tool that turns nothing into something and makes our lives feel worth living again? So I decided to find out. And for 30 days, I made a deal with myself to write down 3 things I was grateful for every single day. Nothing complicated or time-consuming. Just 3 things. And see what happens. Because honestly, at that point, I had nothing to lose. I was ready to try anything just to make my life feel a bit lighter. And you know what? The results were not what I expected. The results were beyond my expectations, as my youngest son likes to say it. Because what I found wasn't just a minor boost in my mood. It was a profound shift that completely changed how I see the world around me and how I connect with the people I care about. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what happened week by week and how this one tiny habit led to a shocking transformation in just 1 month. So the first week was a bit of a struggle. I felt kind of forced, like a homework I had to do no matter if I wanted to or not. I remember I even downloaded this gratitude template on Notion just to make this practice more exciting. And as you can see, I even wrote on top of it this motivational quote: "Everything you whisper to life plants the seed for something even greater to grow." Beautiful, right? But here is the thing. Day 1 was a great day. So of course, I was so pumped to write the 3 things I was grateful for. I even wrote a short self-reflection about that day. But the real test came on day 2. When, let's say, it wasn't really a good day. You know, that kind of day when everything that could go wrong did. I was frustrated, I was exhausted, and the last thing I wanted to do was to sit down and try to find something positive and be positive when I felt nothing positive at all. And writing in journal that night felt like a total lie. But I made myself to do it anyway. So I wrote, "I'm grateful for my son's effort at the game. I'm grateful that we did our best, even though it wasn't a very good day. I'm grateful this day is finally over." It wasn't profound, but it was honest. And that was a turning point for me, because I realized the goal isn't to pretend that bad days don't happen, but to admit that even inside a bad day, you can find tiny moments of comfort, something to be grateful for. And by the end of that first week, I started to notice a tiny shift. I wasn't happier, not yet, but I was more aware. I started going through my day with this new lens, actively looking for something positive that I could write at the end of the day. For example, the way I show up, even when not feeling at my best. The closeness and affection of my family. The appreciation message I received from someone who enjoys my content. These little things I would have completely ignored before, but now they started to matter. But the real changes started to kick in on week 2, when I noticed that I became less reactive. I noticed that I wasn't letting anymore the setbacks or frustrations to take over my days, but instead I would intentionally choose to focus on the things that were helpful and I could do something about, and just ignore the rest. I remember I even managed to turn a bad day into a good day just by reminding myself that no matter how things turn out, at least I'm trying. At least I'm doing something I genuinely enjoy. And slowly that sense of gratitude started to become my brain's default setting. But the most noticeable change was my sleep. To be honest, for years I struggled with what I called my before sleep worry sessions, where my brain will just replay every mistake I've made that day. But by writing down only the good things at the end of the day, I was replacing those anxious thoughts with a feeling of calm and peace. And even studies show that gratitude can reduce pre-sleep worry. And I was living proof of that. I was falling asleep faster and waking up feeling more rested than I had in years. All because of this tiny habit that started to pay off in a big way. And of course, the next change I expected to see was in my mood. And sure enough, my mood had definitely improved. But that wasn't the real transformation. The biggest change, the one I did not see coming, happened around week 3, when I noticed that gratitude didn't just make me appreciate what I had, but it fundamentally changed what I wanted. And let me explain. Before this challenge, my life was driven by this constant feeling of needing more. I was always striving to be more, have more, always reaching for the next milestone and believing that happiness is a destination I still had to get to. And probably just like you, I wanted a better life, bigger numbers on social media, a more impressive list of achievements. And that desire for more turned out to be the engine of all my anxiety. But by around day 20, I looked back at my journal and was so surprised to see that it was filled with simple things, such as I was grateful for a quiet morning. I was grateful for a late conversation with my husband over coffee. I was grateful for the feeling of making progress after each video I posted, for the taste of a home-baked bread. So, as you can see, none of these things that gave me a genuine feeling of gratitude were things I had to buy or achieve. They were already here. I just hadn't been paying attention. And that realization really hit me. It made me see that my constant chase for more was actually pulling me away from the happiness I already had. All the noise, the consumerism, the comparison on the social media, the need for approval, it was all just distraction. And once I stopped paying attention to it, something shifted. For the first time in a long time, I felt a sense of enough. Gratitude didn't just make me feel better. It recalibrated my internal compass. It taught me that happiness wasn't something I had to chase, but something I had to notice. And that was the unexpected revelation that changed everything. And by the time I entered the final week, practicing gratitude didn't feel like a task anymore. It had become like a reflex. I will just go through my day noticing the good I was selecting to write down later in my journal at night. And the good news was that there were plenty of them. So here is what I learned from this gratitude practice. First, gratitude isn't about pretending bad things don't happen, but it's about giving more of your attention to the good. Second, the most profound change might not be that you'll feel happier, but that you'll want less. It quiets all that external noise telling you that you are not enough and helps you find real peace in what you already have. And third, consistency is so much important than intensity. For example, writing down 3 simple things every single day, especially on the hard days, is way more powerful than writing 3 pages once a week, because it's the daily reps that rewire your brain. And finally, the science is real. This isn't some feel-good idea. The positive effects on stress, anxiety, sleep, and relationships are backed by solid research. Gratitude is a simple and free and scientifically proven tool for a better life. Now, if you ask me if I'm going to keep doing it, absolutely. This is no longer a 30-day challenge for me. It's become a non-negotiable part of how I live my life. It's the anchor that keeps me grounded in the present, and the lens that helps me see the good, the things that I already have. So here is my challenge for you. You don't have to commit to 30 days. Just try it for 7. Every night for 1 week, write down 3 things you are grateful for that day. That's it. And see how you feel. See what you start to notice. And to get you started, leave a comment below with 1 thing, just 1 simple thing that you're grateful for today. Let's fill this comment section with the wave of gratitude. Because you never know, your comment might just be the one that inspires someone else to start their own gratitude practice.